Can we start with the slideshow, please? I'm going to start all over again because we're experiencing some technical issues. I already mentioned the location of Puebla. Now I'm going to talk about its culture. Puebla's cultural heritage is huge. As you know, in 1987, we were designated UNESCO World Heritage. We have the oldest library in Latin America. It is the Palafoxian Library. We have over 2,600 protected buildings. This is a clear example of everything in the city of Puebla. As you all know, we are well acknowledged in the US and a few European countries for the Cinco de Mayo battle. When you say Cinco de Mayo, everybody thinks about Puebla. This area was just redesigned a few years ago. It used to be a dumpster, but I hope we will soon have the slideshow ready for you because I'm mentioning this because in the past 2 years, Puebla has worked to diversify its touristic offering. We don't only have the historic downtown, we have African Safari. It is one of the largest zoos in Latin America. We have the redesigned forts. We have a spectacle. It's the China Poblana legend, the China Huapan, and the Cinco de Mayo battle legends, where we conduct a presentation in a waterfall. We do it every single night from Thursday to Sunday, and it's a unique presentation of what Puebla is. It's a video map. So now let's start all over again with the slideshow. These are a few figures. We like to brag about them. We're proud to be from Puebla. We're first place when it comes to occupation and lodging or hospitality. When it comes to a colonial town, we're not compared to Cancun or another beach, but in colonial terms, we are. In the past years, we've had about a 50% increase in tourist arrivals, 173% of increase in museum visits, 123% of tourist visitors, international visitors, which can be appreciated when it comes to revenues. The last figure is extremely interesting. 3 years ago, Puebla started with 6,000 hotel rooms, and we now have up to 10,000 rooms. This means high investment in Puebla. It is also considered as a safe state in security terms, and you can not only appreciate it in terms of rooms increase, but hospitality and lodging has also increased. As I already mentioned, within our cultural heritage, we have the Palafoxian Library. Those are a few pictures. We also have the monuments I already mentioned. We have 2,600. They're scattered all over downtown Puebla. This is Cholula. It is considered as one of the most beautiful cities throughout Latin America. Those are a few pictures of our forts where the Cinco de Mayo battle took place. This museum was recently opened, and you can see this small. As I mentioned, the touristic offering has increased throughout Puebla. We don't only have the redesigned fort area, but we also have two amazing museums. It's the first time the Museum of Vienna is being duplicated in Puebla, and we have the Museum of the Army and the National Air Force. I highly recommend it. It's extremely amazing. And it can also be used for cultural events. We have amazing sites where you can see the Puebla coupons. We have the downtown area that was also opened in Tianguis Turístico as one of the events. Crafts. We have our marvelous pueblos mágicos or magical towns where you can find crafts, cultures. It's amazing. We have Chinapan with the spheres. As you can see, we have Pahuatlan with the Calavera, China. It's typical from the city of Puebla. It's highly acknowledged due to the effort it requires. You have to bake it, you have to paint it. We have different workshops for all sorts of activities. In Puebla, you can take a tour through the workshops so you can build a piece of your own. When it comes to cuisine, Mexico was acknowledged as cultural heritage in terms of cuisine. It was due to Puebla, due to semitas, chancas, mole, chalupas, typical candy, and nogada, pepper, mole poblano. In a lot of places, you hear mole poblano and you think of it as a name, and you don't remember that it comes from Puebla. That's where poblano comes from. Cholula, you have a library, you have museums, but in our pueblos mágicos, we have adventure tourism, we have kayak, we have all sorts of adventures, climbing, rock climbing, waterfalls, different routes. It's also a leisure destination. Puebla doesn't only have the ancient aspect of it, but it has a trendy part of it as well. We have a zoo. It's an activity for the family, for a couple. You can conduct social events, weddings, and we also have the modern Puebla. Puebla redesigned lots of miles of parks. We have about 9 state parks, and they're all interconnected with bicycle lanes. So it's an example of a smart, modern town. The entire city is communicated. We pollute much less, and it's an example that we're environmentally friendly. The fort area, we have it there. We have the parks, and we also have a recently opened auditorium. It was also redesigned. And we have another picture of the parks. The former Hacienda of Chautla. It's another masterpiece that adds on to everything that was innovated and diversified in Puebla. This hacienda was donated to the current administration. It went through different rehabilitation stages, and we just opened the Mission Grande Hotel in the area. So you can not only visit the former hacienda, which is located on the Mexico Puebla Federal Highway. It's a 1 hour distance from Mexico City and Puebla. The hotel has 94 rooms. You can conduct fishing activities, adventure tourism, bow and arrow. It has canopy, sport fishing. The Metropolitan. This auditorium is from the 21st century. It has an appealing architecture. And we have this one, which was much trendier. We have about 8,000 seats because we just opened with Luis Miguel's show. The concert was the first city to open his tour. We started with the pueblos mágicos, magical towns. I mentioned that they're rich in culture, traditions, adventure, and extreme sports. This, before we only had Guatemala, but after this administration, we now have 7 magical towns. It is one of the states with the highest amount of magical towns in the country. It's also a business destination. We proudly say that Puebla is number 3 when it comes to being a venue for international events. It is an accomplishment due to the different redesigning and the infrastructure we have now. I also have a convention center. We're proud to say that it is one of the only towns to have a venue in the historic area of Puebla downtown. We have the exhibitors center. It uses 40,000 square meters. It is free from columns. It has a new foundation. It's a modern destination, and we have the Puebla Star. It is a Ferris wheel. It is the largest Ferris wheel, and it is located in the new Angelopolis area where universities, shopping malls are located. Concordia Lake. I wanted you to see this picture. In the fort area, there is a show. It takes place from Thursday through Sundays. It lasts 20 minutes and it's unique. So if you want to see something different, that's the show you must go to. The video mapping of the cathedral is amazing. We have crafts and mosaics. It's unique along with the Concordia Lake. Well, thank you very much. I don't know if you have questions, anything you want to know about Puebla. I'm here to assist you if you have any concern.